Alex, this is Joshua. Today we're going to be in New York City at the Manhattan Heliport, which is JRB, K Juliet Romeo Bravo, and the Dreamfoil R22 X-Plane. Today I want to do a Pinnacle approach to one of the tall skyscrapers here in New York. I figured this was the best place to do it. And X-Plane has, heliports on top of buildings as opposed to some other sims, but this is really good, and plus I like the Dreamfoil R22. So check this out. We're going to get into a little hover here and do a bit of a max performance takeoff. Get a little altitude over airspeed here because the ground effect over water is not so good, and I've heard about some crashes and stuff going into the Manhattan Heliport. So the process we go through where I train for a Pinnacle is called, we have an acronym called SWOPP, S-W-O-P-P, Suitability, Wind, Obstructions, Path in and Out, and Power. The Suitability has a lot of S's in there: size, shape, slope, surface, and surrounding. The size and shape, will it accommodate the helicopter? Slope, is there a grade too much for the helicopter's max angle? Is there dirt or snow, rocks, anything on the ground there to change up your ground effect, or brown out or white out when you get down there? And then surroundings, is there people, animals, kind of property type thing. The wind, you obviously want to know where the wind's coming from, so look for indicators. On heliports, there's usually a good windsock there, so we're going to check the windsock. If there's not any, check flags, smoke, dust, water, things like that. Obstructions, you obviously want to see if there's, for other ones, not necessarily a heliport, you're going to, here you look for buildings and such like that. You obviously don't want to smash into a building, but you would look for power lines, houses, trees, fences, stuff like that if you're, on an off airport or something like that. So you want to start in your orbit here, and we're going to kind of combine to high and low recon here, because we're only going to do one orbit, because we're cutting our SWOPP short, because we know our path in and out, and we just had to check our power settings. So you want to pull up to max takeoff and check to see if you have rotor droop or anything like that, and then you know that you have enough power to get in there and land. That's more for a confined area, but because without Pinnacle you have more altitude and things to work with. You have to be sure the biggest thing here, I believe, is the wind. If you definitely don't want to get into vortex ring state on approach. And there's a difference then between going from OGE or out of ground effect to an in ground effect hover as you come up on the surface, so you have to compensate for that type of thing. So I'm gonna slow down here. We're making it sort of like a traffic pattern here, so this would be base to final, and we're gonna be bleeding off speed and coming in on a final, sort of like it was a traffic pattern. So we know our way in and out, we know where the wind's coming from, and we're gonna start our approach. You gotta check everything, all the gauges are in the green. The trim's down. This are just our downwind checks. Could have gotten those done already. The car beat is something you have to worry about with the R22, the Beta 2, and the landing zone. So you want to keep a nice approach here, keep it above ETL all the way down. You're going to get into a little bit of ground effect here, so you have to compensate for it just a little bit, but as long as you know it's coming, it's a way to do it. So you can see our windsock there is our indicator, so we landed into the wind, which is good, and we'll plop it on the ground here. So there's a lot more to it as far as breaking it down if it's not a heliport. So heliports are built for this type of thing. So I could do another one to an off airport. If you'd like to see that, I'll probably get that one. I'll do that one next. But if so, just let me know and I'll get it done. Let's do a low G pushover. Yeah, don't do that. You know how at the end of my videos I have to do something crazy, so here's crazy for you. And remember, only in the sim you do this crap. Alright? Don't get down there in R22 low G pushovers out of or off of a tall building. That would be genius. So I'm doing like 75 knots right here, so I gotta bleed that real quick. So whip it up here like this, bank it, just kick it out of trim, slow it down, and then start a normal slow approach to the Manhattan Heliport. Anyways, if you'd like to know in much more detail about the Pinnacles of Confine, I'll do another video to the airport like I was saying, and we'll get that one done. But anyway, this was just the one. I like flying in Manhattan and landing on the buildings. But anyways, this is Joshua, and thanks for watching Hamby Aeronautics.